This day of August 17th, 2023, I believe it's a Thursday. It's time for Truck Driver Confessions, okay? And yes, I'm still drinking my coffee out of a straw. I don't know why. I guess so it doesn't spill all around. Okay, confession time. First of all, from the top. Truck Driver Confessions, take one. Okay, first of all, number one, I like driving a truck, okay? I like getting behind the wheel of whatever kind of truck it is and just flying down the highway, okay? Because it's a business that can be observed objectively, okay? Either you get it there or you don't. And if you didn't get it there on time, there's probably a pretty good reason. It's not because you didn't want to. May have been a snowstorm, may have been a mechanical breakdown. You may have left 17 billion days early and still not get it there on time. So anybody working their brain right will see, well, it wasn't there on time, but you knew what? There was a pretty good reason. That volcano ash was coming down on that truck, and they just had to stop. Just for a while, just to brush the truck off. Because they're a dedicated driver. Because they're wired right. Anyway, I like the money. Truck Driver Confessions. One of my first trainers, it wasn't back in '94. It was much later on. He was working for what you might call an outlaw company. It was pretty outlaw. Let's just put it that way. It was during the time of paper logbooks. Anyway, okay. So this guy, I get in the truck, it's a Peterbilt, it's beautiful on the inside, all kinds of shiny knobs and levers, and you could see your face it's like everything's a mirror. It's a beautiful truck. I don't know what color it was. I ain't gonna say what color Buddy's trucks were. Buddy Straw? Anyway, I ain't gonna say Buddy's. Well, his name's not Buddy anyway, okay? So legally, I'm not talking out of school. Anyway, well, actually, maybe legally I am anyway, okay? So he had this guy he wanted to train me. I got on that truck, the first thing that guy said was, listen, I haven't done laundry in 12 weeks and haven't taken a shower in 2. Then he handed me a mirror with some stuff lined out on it, and he said, you want some? I said, no, thanks. He said, what stays in the truck, what happens in the truck stays in the truck. And I said, no thanks. Anyway, long story short, he ended up throwing the stuff out the window because it wasn't any good, even if it had been good. I mean, first of all, would I trust his judgment? Here, you want some of this? By the way, I haven't taken a shower in 2 weeks, but I'm pretty sure this stuff is pretty good. I'm not going to trust his judgment. I don't know, you know. Maybe it's the way I'm wired, you know. Anyway, not that I would have, because I don't need Sonny Crockett knocking on my door. Doug, you're going to jail. I'm not even in Miami. What are you doing here, Sonny? Anyway, okay, Truck Driver Confessions. My dad told me one time he would loan his motorcycle. I know we're switching topics here. I apologize. He would loan his motorcycle to someone. When they would ask, he would say, have you ever wrecked one? If they said no, he would say, well, maybe I shouldn't loan it to you. If they said, yes, I have, he'd say, here you go. Well, if you're driving a truck and you haven't actually wrecked a truck to some degree, form, or fashion, or method, or somehow you ended up doing something wrong, then you're probably the most dangerous person on the highway. Okay? So anyway, top to trailer, guilty. Right here, top to trailer. What's that mean? That means I went under a bridge. That was too low. Now, in my defense, it was icy. It was snowy. The bridge was unmarked, and ice was covering it. I know there's a little technical idea of like, how do you know it was unmarked if there was ice? It is my story, and I'll tell it how I like. The bridge was unmarked. It was iced over, plus the road had ice and snow built up on it. So, yeah, I topped the trailer. But anyway, so that was the first trucking company I worked for. Good company, by the way. Shitton Motor Lines, Shitton. He helped start CEI. Now, let me get to another one. Have I ever turned a truck over? Yes, I have. The load shifted. Like I said, it's my story. I'll tell it how I like. Actually, that is true, though. So, truck driver confessions, number one. Number one, I don't do drugs. So, I turn the drugs down. That's a confession, actually. It's weird how that has to be a confession in the trucking business, but it's true. Doesn't have to be a confession, but it is. Okay, I like trucking. The money's good. Don't do drugs. I've topped a trailer, and I've rolled a trailer over, okay? So to get out of that truck, I had to kick the windshield out. After that, I went to work for a place called, it doesn't matter, it was a poultry place, okay? I went to work there, and I thought about how much of a mistake I made, because you got time to think about that. So the money went this way, and the work went up. It was actually harder working in that egg processing plant in Jane. I worked at Jane, okay? Shimmons, actually good company. Anyway, but I got plenty of time to think. And then I found out there was a child on the way. So I needed to pump up that money. That's when I worked for New Rising Phoenix. Talk about outlaw. Those people set the mark for outlaw, okay? I mean, not just illegal. I'm talking Charlie Daniel, not the fiddle player with the S on the end of his name, but Charlie Daniel from Mount Vernon, Missouri, set the bar for how not to treat a driver, okay? I mean, I could tell you so many stories. I mean, let's just put it this way. His knees got broke on the square in Mount Vernon, okay? So, but I went to work for them, and they found out that I knew how to drive a truck. They let me basically work whenever I want. First of all, I ran years and years. I was continually employed there for over 7 years in dispatch, in the office, worked for Cliff Strong, if he's still alive. Hi, Cliff. How you doing, buddy? Good guy. He was a ruthless son of a gun, but he was all business. Ruby Black, ruthless. Now, Ruby was cool, okay? Now, I trust none of these people as far as I could see them. Don't get me wrong. 7 years at New Rising Phoenix. Charlie, I would probably have a cup of coffee with him, but he was the first one to tell me exactly the content of his character, straight up, and I can't say it. I can't say it on the internet, but he straight up out of eye said, he was describing himself, and I said, okay, I believe you. Anyway, I gotta go. I've been around a lot of outlaws in my time. Thank goodness it didn't rub off. I'm a law-abiding citizen. We all know that. We all know that. I need to shave, I know. Anyway, so to wrap this up, trucking's good. You can make money trucking. Don't lie to someone and say, listen, I'm just the best truck driver in the world. You're an idiot. You're the stupidest truck driver in the world if you're the best truck driver in the world. If you haven't wrecked a motorcycle, my dad ain't going to loan you one. He's dead. God bless his soul. Talk about he was a character. Lots of unsolved crimes probably involving him. At least a couple. Nothing major. I mean, come on, come on. All right, I got to go.